ate locusts, honey, stayed in the wilderness. So people probably looking at him like he is a peculiar person. But also what people don't tell, what preachers don't tell you, is John the Baptist had disciples. And when you read in the Word, you'll see that he sent his disciples to Jesus to tell him to come. So be mindful. That's why I say you need to know how to distinguish between the two Johns. Because the other John, as far as I can read, I never known him to have disciples. But the first John, the Bible specifically says he had disciples, and they called them the disciples of John.
That's John the Baptist.
Yeah. When I said the other John, I'm talking about John the Baptist.
Yeah,
so.
just say the whole name so they won't be confused.
Okay, we're talking about John the Baptist. We're not talking about John the Apostle. We're talking about John the Baptist. Now, can you imagine eating locusts and honey? The honey is all right, but I don't know about them locusts. I don't know if y'all ever seen locusts or not. But locusts look like grasshoppers. And he was eating that, and he was in sackcloth. And this is what the Bible speaks about. And Jesus taught his disciples in this context. He taught his disciples that when he instructed them to put it plainly, be poor, go poor. Let me, meaning Jesus, put on their heart what to do for you. In other words, he told them to go without purse, without gold, and all that stuff. But now, if you ask somebody to come speak to my church, the next thing you have to ask them how much you charge. Because you already know if you don't pay them, there's going to be some off. And I never forget one of the pastors I looked up to. Great man, could sing, could preach. And one time he ran revival, and they come up a little short in the collection. Man, that joker showed out back there in the pastor room. And from that day to this one, I had no respect for him. Because you know what? I know what the words say. So, if you so much in the God, why don't you follow it through? Why are you going to do half-stepping? See, that's what happened with Adam. He tried to half-step when he gave him that. And then he's going to blame it on, no, you got to take your own stripes. So, that's, I was figuring. And I don't know why people don't tell us about the two Johns. Because, you know, as a person who's trying to learn the word, when somebody tell you John, they always talk about John the Baptist because he baptized Jesus. But that's not the way that it should be. They should distinguish between the two Johns, and you're going to see, that's why I said names, you have to know the names, and you have to associate the same name to more than one person, and you can't do that unless you read the Bible. Now, it says, Matthew 4 says, now when Jesus had heard that John was cast into prison, he departed unto Galilee. Now, I could not find where to put this, but this is before Herod killed Jesus. This was Herod who put Jesus in prison, and then when Jesus heard it, he departed for Galilee. Now the reason that this is in there is in verse 18 says, which is Matthew 12 verse 18 says, and Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee and saw two brethren, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said unto them, follow me, and I will make you fishermen of men. And Jesus said to them, come with me, and I will teach you to catch people. Now, that's just that's the same verse, two different Bibles, and I wanted you to understand the reason for reading more than one Bible. Now, what we teach out is the, what is it? I forgot the name. King James Standard Version. This is the Good News translation. The other one down there said, Jesus said to them, come with me and I will teach you how to catch men. Now, when he said catch men, if you read some other translation of different Bible, it would explain to you that when he said, I will teach you to catch men, it meant he would teach you how to save souls. Have them come to Jesus, so that means you save their soul, or show them the way to save their soul, and they will come to Jesus. It don't mean you just go out there and catch them and then sell them to somebody. That don't mean that. And sometimes you have to tell people that, because some people will take it for granted just because it said, I will teach you to catch people. They'd be like, oh, I can go out there and catch somebody and sell them, which they do. They still do that today. If you don't believe they do that, watch some offbeat newscast, like not the like Channel 4, Channel 6. You know, go deeper into the news and you'll find out Los Angeles, New York, let me see, Los Angeles, New York, but I just used them too. They are notorious for selling people. In other words, they will take a young girl or a young boy and sell them to a dirty old man or dirty old woman and make prostitutes out of them. And people wonder why the kids disappear, or they'll give them to a psychopath who will do something that will eventually lead to the death of them. And then they'll be found in the dumpsters or something. But, you know, this is what the world is coming to. So the more you learn the word and get into it, the better you'll understand what's going on around you, and the better you'll be able to accept Jesus, because he is the answer. So we know that if you don't understand, how can you act or react to a situation if you don't know the whole story? Now, it says, this is another translation. It says, and this is the New Living Translation, it says, Jesus called out to them, follow me, and I will show you how to fish for people. Now, can you imagine telling your son, come on, let me show you how to fish for some people? And he already know how to fish for fish, so he'd be headed for the reel and rod. So this is why I say, it's good to read one Bible, but when you want to study the Word, then you need 2, 3, 4 Bibles. And you read the same verse in every Bible, and normally God will open your eyes and you'll get a revelation out of what it meant. But you got to understand, all these Bibles have been rewritten. We're not reading the original Bible. All these Bibles are being rewritten, and they're being rewritten for a specific purpose to guide somebody's mind. So one religion will say it one way, another religion will say it another way, but there's only one true way. And we ain't gonna never see that no more, because God taught it, his disciples taught it, and then people came and interpreted it the way they wanted it to be. So that's why it's so hard for somebody who really seeking God truly to be able to get to the truth. Because I can guarantee you, you can go to 5 different churches, hear 5 different sermons, and they'll all be different. So, but the Bible, when you have 3 or 4 Bibles, that will cut through the chase, as they say.
No, you can't go to your dad.
Now, God is calling us now, but are we listening? Because it says in verse 20, and they straightway left their nets and followed him. And otherwise, when he said, come on, they dropped everything. So if Jesus tell you to go to church, oh, you got to cut the stove off. You got to make sure the lights cut off. You got got to look outside and see if the weather look all right. That's not what God said. If he tell you to go to church, you need to get out in the lightning, the wind, and the rain, because you don't never know what's in store. But you dragging around and trying to wait till the deacons get finished with devotion and all that kind of stuff, because you're, I call them a slap leg deacon. You come to church, but you wait outside till the other deacons get started, then you come in like you just showed up. And I've seen deacons like, they'll be to church early, and they won't go to church till somebody get in there and start devotion, then they'll go in the church call. You know, Deacon Jones, he pray good. Deacon Smith, he can lead a hymn. But you can't lead there and you can't pray, but you ain't doing nothing outside. You come in and help them. But that's how it is with the churches. Everybody needs to get behind the shepherd and help the shepherd. Because this is what Jesus wants. And this is a perfect demonstration. If the pastor say, call you and say, I need you, come on right now. How many of you would, if you was on your job, come on right now? You'd be like, no, pastor, I can't do it right now.